We now have Chriz and Locksmith from Rudimental in the house. You're playing at Distortion tonight at Rådhuspladsen.
Yo,
Yes,
can't wait.
Welcome, guys. What is the other
us.
50% of Rudimental doing right now?
They're at home.
They're at home.
In the studio?
In the studio, I hope. Yeah, I hope they're not chilling and partying. They should be in the studio getting the album close to the finishing line.
Are you the DJ guys in the band?
We probably are, yeah.
We are.
Yeah, we are the DJ band.
This is how we start. We started DJing in each other's bedrooms when we were like 13, 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. The other two are kind of like groupies. So
On your Facebook side, you recently wrote, "What does Rudimental mean to you?"
Yeah.
To us means positivity, vibes, diversity, and family.
Love that.
Is there a deeper political agenda in this message?
I mean, I don't think that's political. I just think that's about you know, if you listen to our music, you really feel that. You know, we've known each other since we were very young, and we're all from different walks of life, but we're all very similar and love the same music. You know, so I think those messages are just inside of us, and when we make music, it comes out. I don't think it really needs to be political. I mean, politics sometimes gets mixed up in all that sort of stuff. I don't think it needs to.
I feel like in the current climate, especially in the UK, you know, with the way politics is going, it's all about embracing diversity, freedom, and positivity. You know, so we bring people together. Piers is right. It's not really a political statement we're looking for, but with the current climate, we all need to come together, and I feel that's what Rudimental stands for.
Cool. Here at The Voice, we are crazy about these days track, and we are actually the radio station that has played these days the most in Denmark.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's why we like to give you.
Whoa,
Jeez, they've got us a little plaque.
Oh my God.
From you, Locksmith.
Wow.
Gold in Denmark.
Love that.
There you are.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank
really
you.
Cool.
That is
one of
insane.
One of the coolest plaques we've ever had.
From a radio station as well.
Yeah.
So you know what this means, right?
Yeah.
Every time we come back to Denmark, we have to come here.
Yes.
And broadcast first.
Oh, that's good. It's nice to hear.
Thank you so much, man.
You've done it. You've melted our hearts. Thank you.
What would you like to say to your Danish fans?
I want to say thank you so much for supporting us and for enabling us to do what we love to do, and you guys being so appreciative about it. So thank you.
Thank you.
You just set the release date for a third album, Toast to Our Differences, which will be released in September. Can you tell us about what can we expect from the album?
From the album, you can expect lots of different styles, some new vocalists, some unsigned talent that we've been looking at, some big names, because we're friends with a few pop stars, as you might have noticed.
BFF.
You know, so it's going to be a progression and a kind of, you know, as musicians and writers and producers, we've moved on and we're in a new place now, and that's called Toast to Our Differences.
Yeah, it's gonna have the Rudimental vibe. That stem is never ever gonna shift from Rudimental. It's gonna have that positivity, that energy, that vibes, that music that just makes you want to drink under the sun and go to a festival and put your hands up in the air. It's going to have all that in there, that euphoric moments. And we can't wait to show you guys, because we believe that it's probably our best album to date. And yeah, I think it's going to blow a lot of people's minds.
And we can't wait to hear it. You recorded the album in your old studio. How was that?
Yeah, so we've got a studio in Hoxton, which we've been there since...
Which is East London.
In East London, sorry, yeah. And we've been there since the start of the first album, and it's like a home to us. We write a lot of music there. We go on tour. And actually with this record, it's been interesting because we've actually had time to not tour and be at home and go to the studio, you know, and live a little bit more of a normal life with our families. And, you know, so the record really has a kind of a thought out, kind of like traditional style of making it, really, like, you know, and that's what's exciting about it, because the previous records we made on the road, you know.
Our studio, Major Tom's, is a hub for more or less a lot of London, UK artists.
We are going back for this.
Let's do that.
When you are in the studio, four guys, is it sometimes hard to agree when you have to wrapping up a track and finish it?
Definitely. I think our albums are always about us four compromising, and most of the time we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
And then when we're not, it's part of the. It's
You
part
fight.
of being.
You fight.
As part of being in a team, you know, and it's a collaboration of people.
It's so funny because I hear about sort of like these bands that are together and they'll say to TV, to the world, social media, we never fight.
We all agree.
We all agree. We're all so happy. This, that, and the
true,
other.
is it?
They're not a real band. You know,
the
they're not family. You know, you fight with family. You know,
Yeah.
you fight with your brothers and your sisters, and you have arguments with your parents and whatnot. And that's exactly the same for Rudimental. We have arguments, but we always compromise with each other. And because we've known each other pretty much since we was 5 years old, you can push the boundaries because you know how far you can go, and there's always someone to bring you back and humble you. So yeah, we fight it out. I always win, so it's, like, you know, so it's cool.
You have your own record label now, Major Toms, and a studio, a publishing, and also something with the events. You have a big tour coming up, but I saw this from Ibiza Rocks Hotel.
Nice.
With the little Major Toms presents Rudimental and Friends pool party.
Pool party.
Yeah.
How did that come up? The idea to host a pool party for 2 months?
Yeah, someone who was drinking a lot, obviously. But first and foremost, we created a label called Major Toms to provide a platform for artists that come on the road with us. So we signed Anne-Marie, who is doing incredibly well, and thankfully she's like killing it. She's like, hitting the roof on fire.
Yeah.
And then this year it was more about sort of like excelling that label, making people aware that there is a label that runs alongside Rudimental and giving it its own space. And there's no better way of doing that by having pool parties and having parties to surround the label, where you can bring some of maybe future artists that you want to sign to your label, artists that you're fans of, and just bring them to Ibiza and just have a party. And that's how Major Tom's pool party has come about, and events. We do a lot of events in the UK. It's like secret locations, capacity of 300 to 400 people, and we might just announce it on a day and it just gets ram and everyone's there and we're like, wow, we've just done something special again. And it's our little baby that hopefully one day when everyone's fed up of Rudimental, they can jump on the Major Tom's bandwagon.
Are there some guy in the band this promoter guy?
Yeah, there's a whole. It's beautiful to see the progression of it. A lot of people have thought, you know, Rudimental haven't been doing much this year apart from making the album. We've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to try and get the label Major Tom's to where it is now. And there's a big staff around it. There's a lot of staff around it, rather. And we've got promoters, we've got A&Rs, and we've got people with the same mindset as us for delivering the Major Tom's message.
So how many people are you in the Major Tom's family?
Major Tom's family
it consists of us four.
And we signed Anne-Marie.
Signed Anne-Marie. We're looking for our new artist. In terms of backroom staff, or
no, just
who's involved?
The office, who's involved, promoters, and all those.
You know what? It's one of those
firm.
Things. Yeah, it is definitely a big firm.
It's just us four, really.
It's just not only you four guys.
No, it is a big firm, and that's the beauty of it. Like, you've got people behind the scenes that are working tirelessly to take it to the next level, and we like to keep it in house. Our manager, we've known since we was in school, you know, and the people that have come on board to help run Major Tom's, we've known since we was probably 5 years old again.
Okay.
So we keep it within the family. We brought our friends in, and we're using their expertise to help excel Major Tom's.
And what is it about these feature artists? What is it about Rudimental and the ability to spot new hot talents? How do you do it?
Well, it sort of came from our early days when we first created our first single that blew up, Feel the Love. We originally wrote Feel the Love, and we were looking for a vocalist, and we stumbled across John Newman. John Newman came on the road with us.
Just stumbled.
Literally stumbled.
He was in a pub, actually.
In a pub, he was playing, and we was like, he would sound amazing on that track that we wrote 2 years ago. And he jumped on it and killed it and nailed it. Then came on the road with us, and the same kind of formula worked with Ella Rare, Sinead Harnett, Emanike. The only difference between now and then It's the fact that we was unable to keep those amazing vocalists, amazing artists under our wing, and they kept getting snapped up and wanting to, you know, excel and do their own thing and follow their own careers. So we thought, you know what, we need to find a way that we can keep these artists under our wing. We can further develop them. We can give them a platform to play in front of thousands of people around the world, and then get them to release their songs and let them spread their wings. And that's how that came about.
You talked about Anne-Marie, and we also play Anne-Marie a lot here on the radio. And you had toured with her for 2 years before her solo career, and now she is signed to Major Toms. How involved are you in her career?
Yeah, we
massively.
We brought her on tour as a live singer in the early days. Good, 4 years ago or something like that. And she kind of grew and developed, and she got so much better at performing, and we were sort of helping organise writing sessions for her and being a kind of like mentors, as you like. And she wrote an amazing album, and it obviously recently just been released, and it's like being older brothers and watching her grow up and really form into this amazing artist. And it's this sort of the involvement is really like mentoring and as kind of executive producing, really, and being like I said, like a platform for an artist. With the label, we had the chance to do that with Anne-Marie.
Yeah, I think what we're heavily passionate about is the transition period. When you look at the Anne-Marie that came to us when she first started to who she is now, like totally unrecognizable. Like she's had to grow up real fast because we've literally kicked her into the deep end and said swim or sink, and she's managed to swim, and she's like Phelps, So she's done well.
So Anne-Marie a lot. What is Anne-Marie's worst habit?
Swearing.
Swearing, definitely swearing.
That's one of her worst habits.
And
swearing.
WKDs. Swear.
Okay. Is it true that Ed Sheeran originally suggests that Shape of You should be a Rudimental featuring Rihanna song? Is it true?
He might have done that. I don't know. I'd have to ask him.
So,
but his label said, no, stop it.
I remember Ed mentioning something like that to us, but Ed's Ed, and he's absolutely nailed this last what seems like a decade. He's just killed it.
Did you ever turn a feature down where you later on thought, probably we should have done that collab?
I don't think we have to date, to be honest. We've had requests. I remember in the early days we had a request from Beyonce.
Is it real?
Yeah. We had a request from Beyonce to do a bit of work with her. I was kind of not thinking with my head, and I wanted it to go through because I love the way she looks. But then you started thinking about it, and you kind of have to make your own pathway in the game rather than jumping on somebody else's success, and that's what we plan to do.
That's cool. Okay, Rudimental. It's tonight. It's Distortion. It's gonna be a big Distortion this year. It's expected that around 300,000.
300,000? You sure?
People will attend Distortion this year for this
way.
5 days. Yeah. You're playing tonight. What can we expect?
Oh, you're going to expect a lot of energy, a lot of vibes. It's a DJ set, but that doesn't mean the energy and the live factor is missing. We're going to bring a trumpet player.
Yeah.
And we're also going to bring some vocalists as well to vocal our track. And you may, just maybe, might see a future Major Toms signing amongst the vocalists. Maybe.
Okay, that's
Did I speak too soon?
Okay.
But you gave us a plaque, so we have to give you something.
Did you make your own edits when you're DJing?
Yeah,
we do a couple edits.
We do mashups and edits. It's about the rudimental sound is very eclectic and goes through many different genres, and that's really represented in the DJ set.
So what door do you work in? Is it Ableton when you making these?
Yeah, I'm an Ableton guy. Yeah, definitely. Ableton. The rest of the boys are on Logic. I'm trying to convert them into Ableton.
I'm almost converted.
He's almost converted. Yeah,
I do a bit of both.
A little nerd question here. What is your favorite Rudimental plugin?
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Probably Effectrix.
Effectrix, yeah.
Although they discontinued it for some reason. Sound Toys, is it Sound Toys? No, Sonalkis. I can't remember. Effectrix, bad boy.
Omnisphere.
Omnisphere.
Okay. I do like a bit of Omnisphere.
Okay.
The key is not to just use the patches that are there, manipulate the sound, and make it your own.
Rudimental, Locksmith and PS. So nice to meet you guys. Congratulations with you make gold in Denmark.
Yeah, amazing.
And see you at Distortion tonight.
Amazing.
Yes. Have a nice party.
I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be
Thank
litty.
you so much for the plaques.
Did I say litty? I said litty.
Proper. This is nice.
Thank you.
Nice.